We had the benefit, guys, of having Team SG, Surreal Gaming, watching you guys play from home last week. Unbeknownst to you, each of them was assigned to critique one of your gameplays. Before we get into the critiques, we're going to learn a little bit about SG, Surreal Gaming, and the men behind the gamers.
Hey guys, my name is AJ. My IGN is Zeke. I'm the manager and the marksman for Surreal Game.
Hey guys, my IGN is AzureFire.
What is up, Team Ice? It's me, SG Crashy from Surreal Gaming.
Hey Team Ice, my IGN is Maestro.
Hello Team Ice and Team Galaxy. I am Surreal Gaming support SG Picasso.
When I'm not out on the street skating, I'm playing video games. I started playing Infinite Crisis after playing and competing in another popular MOBA. I was approached by a friend who was the COO of Denial at the time. He was leaving Denial and became the president of Surreal Gaming. We then became Surreal's first team. When I created this team, I wanted good players, but I wanted excellent attitudes. I believe that if you think that you're the best player, you don't see the reason to get better. The really important thing, if not the most important thing, is that your team gets along with each other. Team stays positive, no matter what.
I started playing Infinite Crisis the day it came out in open beta. After playing on a couple teams, I got picked up by Surreal Gaming, and it's been pretty awesome because we've been winning, and also they let me play pretty much whatever I want.
I started playing Infinite Crisis a long time ago. I've always been into superheroes, and my buddy actually, who streams this game, J-Roar, turned me onto the game, showed me it. He knew I was into League of Legends, knew I was into MOBAs, and I've just been hooked ever since. We're an up-and-coming team in the ESL ladders. We are currently just shy of 4th place with a recent 2nd place finish, and the week before that a 1st place finish.
I am the top laner for Surreal Gaming and boyfriend to JenFo on your team. I started playing Infinite Crisis since early closed beta and decided to stick with it because of how much fun I was having. I mean, smashing people as your favorite DC character, who wouldn't want that? After a week or two, I brought JenFo to the game, so you can thank me for the awesomeness in IC that is JenFo. I started getting competitive with the game and playing on amateur teams with Jen and subbing a few times for a pro team, but I had always wanted more. From there on, we won Kings of the Crisis, where I made my first money from competitive Infinite Crisis, and I just thought to myself, like, yo, this could be great, like this team could go somewhere. So things are looking up, and
The reason why I started playing Infinite Crisis is because it has some of my favorite DC characters, which includes Batman, Superman, and Joker. But not also that, but MOBA is my favorite genre to play. I joined Surreal Gaming because I've never been in a group with comms. I've always played solo queue, so I just wanted to see what it feels like to play competitively. I like being part of Surreal Gaming because everyone's nice, everyone has a positive attitude, no one's never negative. I feel like if you're negative, it brings your team morale down and you start playing bad.
We begin with SG Crashy critiquing Neostorm. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Crashy! Right. Here we go.
I do feel like you are actually a pretty decently mechanically skilled player. I notice you use Detonate. One thing about Detonate is you always want to see what level and how much true damage your Detonate is doing according to what level you are. You want to kind of keep those steals down to a minimum. You really want to make sure you're getting that Raider gold. You really want to make sure you're getting those timers. If you can improve on your ability to be methodical with your builds and your ability to potentially counter build, especially with Wonder Woman, and set yourself up to be the champion that your team's going to need for those team fights, then you can go a long way. Just become a clock, man. Get really, really good at learning timers if you're playing on the 3-lane map. And in terms of Gotham Heights, just keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Seems like you're doing a good job.
So Neostorm, any thoughts? Do you actually agree with SG Crashy about your gameplay style?
Yeah, let's see. I think he's right about my builds, and I still haven't been able to figure it out. I've asked multiple people, and everyone that I ask gives me a different build. But as for the set build, the initial build, I think I come to terms with a build that I think is going to be appropriate for jungling.
So Dennis, I noticed throughout the weeks you played a few different champions, and that's awesome. The thing is, you play all of those 3 champions the same way. I also noticed that you like to farm under the turret. I don't know if you're scared to trade with the other AD carries or if you just prefer to play the super passive farm style. At the end of the day, there are pretty much 2 rules in being a marksman. 1, try to survive in laning phase through farming, trading, and helping jungler. And then 2 is mid to late game teamfight positioning. A lot of times I see you in teamfights attacking the front line. If you think that they're the only ones that are in range for you, then you're wrong. You need to predict how the teamfight is going to go before it even starts. Being a gamer is like playing chess. You have to think about what your opponent is going to do 50% of the time. As for your Gaslight, I actually really enjoyed watching you play him. He's one of my favorites, and he's an awesome mid-game carry with great flat damage from his Batarang and his ultimate. And he scales pretty well into late game with his passive attack speed boost from Echoes.
MrFanatiq, you are up next. And you were critiqued by SG Maestro. Roll it.
First off, you love Aquaman, and I'm all for that. Two-Face coin? That's not a bad choice at all. Now I would argue that the Cosmic Belt is a little better than the coin because you're going bot lane specifically in a solo lane that you won't be able to stack up the coin as fast as you would top lane. Talking about builds a little, your second item Starheart, that's perfect. I wouldn't go any other way when playing a blaster. Only thing you could have done better there is to build refundables. I love refundables in this game, specifically to heights. It's such a godsend. Getting that little bit of an edge can really help out. I did notice some sick plays though, so I gotta give you credit for that. There was a point where you canceled the enemy's Aqua Dunk with your trip and proceeded to Aqua Dunk him back. I mean, that was sick. So yeah, good job on that. Not even counting the amount of tridents to the mouth. So keep that up. Getting kills do matter. Sometimes you can't cap that top point early game. You can't get those 3 points. But if you're still up in credits because you got those kills, that's going to help you in the long run. I'm seeing good things, so just keep improving, and you guys can really do some work. Hope this info helps, and yeah, good luck.
General thoughts on SG Maestro's comments about your gameplay?
It's very informative. I appreciate anytime someone's going to share something like that with me, the top player. And so I think there's some things that I'm going to take from it. Any kind of thing like that is going to help me, and I'll apply it. The only thing I would want to counter maybe might be the coin thing. And I get that I probably won't be getting as many assists with the coin, but I have it modded for time as opposed to assists. So every 45 seconds it stacks as opposed to every kill. So it's still it might be comparable for that, but you know, he still might be right overall. I got to try it out now.
I've been watching Rabies, and I noticed that your lane mechanics are pretty good. You've been farming pretty well, and I rarely see you get pushed out of lane. One thing that concerns me though is your build. You really need that early Two-Face coin alongside of logos, or else you'll start falling behind after the laning phase. Besides that, I'd say be careful on your positioning in team fights. I noticed that you guys tend to get split up a lot, which kind of results in more deaths than necessary. So just try to stick together and worry more about the map objectives than chasing and getting kills. I noticed that you guys have been improving a lot, and I'd say just stick with it and don't get cocky. And good luck in the next couple of weeks.
You know, I definitely take a lot of your criticism to heart. Some of the things that you noted out with my gameplay is that you know, my item build is suffering, and I definitely noticed that. So I definitely took a big note to that. You're 100% correct. It's just those farming stack items. Like, I know they get really good late game, but I don't know, I'm such an early game player. I like to do tons of damage early, but I'm going to try and adjust my build. Definitely need to get the Two-Face coin. I think my positioning could definitely be better. It could definitely be better. That's without a doubt. Once again, thanks again for giving me any sort of criticism. You know, I'm really proud that you guys are still rooting for the team, and I'm really happy for all the effort that all the pro teams have really been putting in, including SG, into training us and getting us better. So thank you, Azurfire. Appreciate it. All your notes were definitely duly noted, and I'm going to try and adjust this week. So thank you. With
that, we move on to Impurrvious, who was critiqued by SG Picasso.
In Game 1, Impurrvious chose the Stolen Powers, Green Arrow Cams, and Heal. Gotham Knights 2, you chose Green Arrow Cams again, and you chose Teleport this time. But the thing is, I never see you use it. So just make sure you use it if you're going to get that Stolen Power. What I've noticed is that you overstay a bit. You help a teammate, but then you die. Also, the teammate dies, so there's 2 deaths right there. I feel like if you can't help the teammate, just run away or backhat, so that way they don't get 2 kills off that.
Is there anything that you disagree with when it comes to SG Picasso's wise words?
I don't. I tend to overstay because I'm like, I want to save everybody. I will never just let anyone die. I will do my best to save them, but if there's nothing that can be done, I just have to take that and run with it.
Thank you, SG Picasso, for turning Impurrvious into a heartless monster. Just kidding. Alright, well, thank you, Surreal Gaming. We really appreciate you taking the time to give our team Ice here some of your secrets and pro tips. What do you guys say? You guys ready to wreck?
Absolutely.
Thank you, SG Gaming.
Thank you, SG. Thank you, Maestro.
Thank you, SG.